The King was out and about yesterday and he said he's feeling much better as he returned to public duties for the first time since he himself was diagnosed with cancer.
Yes, he went on a visit with his wife, the Queen, to a Macmillan Cancer Centre in London, and he held hands with cancer patients whilst he was there.
So let's speak to royal commentator Jennie Bond with her thoughts on all of this. I thought he looked quite strong, all things considered, Jennie.
I thought so too. A little paler, perhaps, than usual, because he has quite a ruddy complexion. But all in all, looking very well. And I think Isabel is right to point out the hand. It wasn't just a handshake; it was a hand clasp. It was real, genuine, holding people's hands, empathising with them. You could see that in all his body language and his face. And I think this was probably, I think it was probably quite cathartic for him. And obviously for the patients he met there, but to meet people who are going through this trauma, this mental trauma as well as physical trauma, and truly empathise with them, I think must have been uplifting all round.
We saw the footage of him with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak soon after we all learnt of his diagnosis, when he said that he was overcome with emotion reading the letters that he'd been receiving from members of the public. And you got that sense yesterday, didn't you, that he really feels this deeply, not only because of his own diagnosis, but of course, as we know, because of his daughter-in-law's as well.
Yeah. And I think he was incredibly keen to thank people as personally as he could. He lingered on the steps as they went in longer than usual, and there was a much bigger press party than normally would be at an occasion like that. He knew this was a significant, important occasion. And I think that getting back to work is the best thing he can do and the best message, really, he can send out to fellow sufferers. Because there was a senior oncologist I was listening to just last week saying that just to sit around and mull over it and feel sorry for yourself. And the King is someone who can be prone to a little touch of self-pity and melancholy, but to avoid that and to get back to normal, get back to work, to focus on that is actually the best thing you can do for your health.
Yeah, he's got back to work with his wife, the Queen, by his side. I think it's interesting to see them both together. I mean, they don't have to do various functions as a duet, but I think it gives a very strong image.
It does, and I think what a relief, actually, for Camilla. She's been flying solo for the last 4 months and heading up the royal family, keeping the show on the road. And I think everybody, well, I know not everybody in the country, but most people would concede that she's done it pretty magnificently. And actually she's appeared to thrive on it. She's looking amazing and very energised. But behind the scenes, she must have been and is so concerned about her husband. And so to be out together as a dual act, I think would have been a great relief for her. And I mean, for him, she just is absolutely his rock and keeps him grounded and keeps him cheerful.
Yeah. Where are we at with his health, though? It's not the end of the road for his treatment, not necessarily out of the woods yet. He's still being monitored by doctors, isn't he?
Well, I mean, more than monitors, he's being treated. In fact, he was having a treatment just yesterday afternoon. He confided in one of the patients that he was having his treatment. We don't know what treatment that is, but he did discuss the cold cap, which is used during chemotherapy with another patient. So maybe that's what he's having, but certainly the treatment is ongoing. But he was wearing his favourite tie, his T-Rex tie. It's got little dinosaurs on it, and he wears that when he's feeling pretty cheerful.
Really? What do you have insights from his tie, from his mood, into his mood from his tie? So what else is in his wardrobe, and what do they tell us? I'm fascinated, because obviously the same applies to Eamon.
Well, I haven't actually been in his wardrobe, but lots of very beautiful silk ties. And he does take special pride in wearing particular ties, obviously, ceremonial occasions, the appropriate tie. But this is a rather amusing one. It's got little dinosaurs on, little T-Rexes, so it's a play on C-Rex. And I think we can deduce from that he was feeling a little bit playful, certainly upbeat.
Jennie, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for the insights.
I bet that was from one of the grandchildren. It's bound to be, isn't it? That's one of the grandchildren who gave him that.